Hello. It's been a while actually since I've been on here. I vowed to myself that I was gonna upload more regularly and life got in the way, as it always does. So here I am. Right now I'm actually at home in London visiting my family for Christmas. I came to like this crazy realization that I don't know, I've been struggling with writing. I did NaNoWriMo, I didn't even get through 15% of my goal. I think I was about 15% through. And I just couldn't write. Okay, I know I was pretty busy around that time. I was moving apartment and a bunch of other things. I just kind of started a new kind of work, I guess you could say. My life was pretty hectic and I just thought I would be able to do it, and I couldn't. I just couldn't. But I don't even blame my life and its hecticism, which isn't a word. But mainly I think it's just the lack of, I don't know, willpower, motivation. I can't think of it. It's either that or I'm just not built for this, you know? And I know it's like writing is kind of like a muscle and you just got to exercise it and you got to push yourself and you've just got to keep going to get anywhere. But I don't know, when I was first writing my first story years ago, like in 2010, I loved it and I wanted to write every moment, and I think that was a lot to do with the fact that I was in school and I was studying English at the time, and at the time the courses I was doing were creative writing courses, and we were doing a lot about writing novels and things like that. So that was really kind of a motivation for me, I think. It was like a distraction for me to write. So I'd be in class, obviously studying it, but I'd be like in my spare time, instead of wanting to obviously listen in class and stuff, I'd be writing. I'd be like in my notebook, like writing my story, building characters, instead of kind of listening to my lectures, which is good and bad. But yeah, I did so much writing in school and I loved it. I always wrote, but I realized that I did a lot more poetry than I did any fictional writing. So fiction to me isn't coming as easily as I want it to, obviously, because poetry is obviously very similar but not completely different at the same time. You know, poetry, it's short bursts of imagery of telling a story in a few lines, you know? It's like a story you could tell in 70,000 words. A poem can describe it in like 20 lines, you know? So I'm finding it really hard to kind of bring those two worlds together and write my fiction well, not even well, just write it in at all, because I'm the kind of person who just likes to just get things down and be done with it and move on, and it's been so hard for me to kind of to bring out the story that I want to tell and be able to tell it and to be able to keep going after that 15,000 word or 10,000 word mark. I just find that I'm just like really slow at doing this first draft, and I know that if I get it out I'd be okay, but I don't know. I have now 3 stories on the go, all at around the same amount of words, about 15,000 words in, and 2 of them are kind of interlocked stories, and 1 is a standalone that I did for NaNoWriMo that I'm just putting on the back burner until camp NaNoWriMo, and then I'll probably try and do that again as a break from the main story I'm telling. But yeah, I decided that I'm just gonna kind of like just drop the story for a little while, try and rethink and recoup and just get back into wanting to do a little bit more writing, and in the meantime figuring out my poetry, going through my poetry and creating that into something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted a book of poetry, and I don't know why I was always saying like, if I die, make sure you guys publish my poetry. Like that's my one wish of when I die is that my poems find the world somehow. But I thought, why don't I just do that now? Like, why wait till I die? I'm trying to put my poetry together into like some kind of, you know, compilation, a book, you could say, a book of poetry. So I'm kind of trying to figure out how to do that. But I have a few ideas, so I'm kind of working on that. I just started just today. So, but yeah, I have at least a few sections, and I'm gonna see where it's gonna go. It could just be something I do on the side because the poetry is already there. I have quite a substantial amount of poetry that I'd created for that intention already, so now I can actually do that. Yeah, because it's just been sitting there like in the folder that was created for this purpose, and I don't know why I never did it. I don't know what happened. I think yeah, life was crazy and I moved to Korea and I just forgot about it, and I know I didn't forget about it, but I just thought I'd put that on hold till I came back to London, but I never did come back. So yeah, now that's what I'm gonna do. So really, this is just an update about the struggles of writing. Do any of you have tips on how you write, how you keep going, like after that 10,000, like after the first few thousand, you know, or the first few 10,000s. How do you keep going? How do you force yourself to do it? Is it planning? Do I need to plan more so that I have more story to tell initially? I don't feel stuck and feel like I'm trying to overcome some hurdle, or is it I just need to just force myself to write even if it's really shitty, which is what I felt like I was doing for NaNoWriMo. But yeah, I don't know. So this is where I'm at. These are my struggles. I'm sure you all felt the same struggles, and I'm sure I'm not the only one out there. It's been tough. I don't know. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with this channel, like what it's gonna be. I know I want it to be based around writing, and that's as far as I've gotten. But I think it's just gonna be like whatever I feel like should be on here. You know, it might be updates, it might be advice, it might be stories, it could be anything to do with writing. So, and maybe even stuff that's not exactly from me specifically. That's something I have in mind. So I'm gonna try that out and we'll see how things go. It's just nice to be here speaking and to whoever's listening out there. But yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful Christmas. I am gonna enjoy this grey, moody London weather that I completely forgot about the greyness, man. It makes me not want to go out. I just want to stay at home all day. I literally don't want to leave my house. I have to go to the bank and I have to go Christmas shopping. I don't want to because it's so grey. But yeah, I remember where I lived. But I love this. It's my home. London's home. I do love it. I just wish it wasn't so grey. But yeah, I'm missing Vancouver, I'm missing my friends, but I'm loving being home with my family. So I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye bye. Merry Christmas.